let's get to the claim.
Yes.
At some point, Kyle was paying you rent, and paying you rent regularly, and I've seen that evidence, and I'm satisfied that that was happening. Now, after you found out about this, as far as I can gather, you threw Kyle out of the house.
Yeah, I just asked him to leave.
What month did you ask him to leave?
Just before New Year. Well, as soon as I found out that he had made it just after Christmas.
Roughly January?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, before he left, had he paid the last 2 months' rent?
No.
So you're effectively suing for those last 2 months' rent before you threw him out.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, even though you could, are you listening to this, Kyle?
Yeah.
You've chosen not to pursue Kyle for the rest of the rent that you were entitled to on the tenancy agreement after you threw him out of the property.
Yeah.
Very reasonable. Why don't you owe the 2 months' rent, Kyle?
Well, because he threw me out. So why should I pay it?
Right. You were living in that property.
Yeah.
And you were living in the property for, is it December and November, this rent?
No, it's for October and November.
October and November. During October and November, you were living there. You were using the electricity, you were protected by the roof and rain not falling on your head. And when you live in a property, you have to... Let me ask you, what do you have to do?
Pay.
Pay. Right. So why don't you owe Daniel the money for the rent?
Well, I did have every intention in paying it, but...
He decided to go on a night out and blow it.
Why not?
Well, like I just said, yeah, I went on a night out and spent...
Your legal response to me is I went on a night out and therefore I'm not legally liable.
Well, no, I spent it, so I can't
You
do
spent
anything.
it? Yeah. That's your legal... What sort of I want to know. You help me.
Yeah.
You don't owe the money because you went out for the evening?
No, well, he kicked me out, so what do you want me to do?
Pay your rent.
What, would he kick me out, or what?
I see. Was it his brains that you loved most?